Hello, my Miniatureholic family, and welcome back. This week I have another treat for you. We're going to be looking into how to make miniatures on a budget with Saleena. So this is my Miniatureholic buddy Saleena. We've been friends for a long time, and she is really skilled with making miniatures on a budget. So let's go.
Hi, I'm Saleena. I've been working on miniatures since I was about 12 years old. My mom helped me build my first dollhouse at that time, and I've been pretty much addicted ever since. I have several examples here of some of my miniature works that I've done. At least a portion of every one of these I have done by myself with supplies here at home. I can start here with this little one, which will actually be attached to my crazy cat lady house, and most of this has been made from supplies I have at home. The wall is actually made from foam board, an egg carton, and some greenery supplies. You see, this is just a foam board right here.
Wow.
So all of that has been made by hand. I actually used spackling as the grout. I used chalks and paints and lots of glue to adhere all of the different greenery elements.
Oh, wow. That is too cute.
Thank you. And the rest of these little supplies were little things that I had in my stash, or maybe picked up at the attic sales, or even thrift stores over the years.
Okay.
I have my little tree here, my little Victorian Christmas tree. This right here, these glass domes, I love getting these. I find them at the thrift stores. They often have clocks inside them that are broken.
Oh.
And I pull out the clock and use the dome and the base for my miniatures.
So smart.
And they're usually only up to $5. So it doesn't make me feel bad to cannibalize it.
Yeah.
So the tree is actually made from a skewer that I tied wire around and then wrapped it with this lycopodium, or it's a type of moss. And then I actually made the candles from toothpicks.
Oh.
The balls are just little metal balls or little beads. And then these tiny little snowflakes are old miniature Christmas ornaments that I found at the thrift store. And then I have the table is actually from the Dollar Tree, and it's been repainted and covered with a bit of scrap fabric. And the little ornaments are old Christmas ornaments that I have changed up, or they're printies that I cut out.
That is
Little
so
different
cute.
scrap pieces and odds and ends that I've saved.
Oh, so cute.
All of this little Santa here was a little printout. I have to cut him out and put him together.
Oh, he's
So super tiny. And then the tree topper is just actually a sequin.
Oh.
I wanted to keep that one
Now
simple.
that is really creative. I never would have thought about that at all.
These glass domes, you can find them. I find at least one a week over at a thrift store.
Wow. I'm going to start looking at thrift store because I usually go to like Hobby Lobby, and oh my God, they cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah,
No.
thrift stores are great. I mean, $4 or $5 and cannibalize the parts on the inside.
Okay.
Now I have this right here, was actually started out as another type of kit. It's one of those kits from China that has the poor instructions.
Uh-huh.
And it was supposed to be like a library. I changed it up so it is now a wizard's study. And I actually used egg carton for all the brickwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I used popsicle sticks for the flooring.
Shut up.
So, and it came with a lot of the furniture. The books, some of them are made from paper and fabric. These are just pieces, the scrolls are just pieces of paper that I cut down. And of course, I save all sorts of little rocks and beads and stuff. And there's more of an example of the stonework. And I have more examples of what I've used for like this mulchy area right here, the dirt. I have an example to show you how I do that.
Okay.
This,
so nice.
thank you. This right here was actually at one of our club projects, and this was a front porch scene. And this is entirely made from scrap paper, cardboard, and scrap wood. Everything that I had here at the house, I challenged myself to do that.
Okay.
So these poles here are all just scrap wood that I had. This base is actually a cardboard box.
Oh.
The steps are actually foam board, and I covered all of the stone in like tissue paper, a couple of layers of it, and Mod Podged it down. The wall is actually more foam board.
Okay.
And the roof is sandpaper.
Shut up.
And then this grass is actually the scenic grass you find at like Walmart or other places for like their little Easter scenes.
Now, when you say the roof is sandpaper, you take sandpaper and you just cut them in strips.
I cut it in strips. Sometimes I'll paint it. I'll give different textures to it. It's just cut in strips and then cut upwards for the different shingles, and then you alternate it so that it has that, you know, real roof effect.
Bet you I didn't know that, huh?
And then the siding itself right here is actually just strips of paper. I just overlap them.
If I can see it, where I'm trying to get a good view of it.
It's just overlapped paper to look like siding.
Kind of turn it towards you so I can see if I can get some light on that. It's hard to see. Kind of tilt it. There we go. Okay.
And then the door itself is more cardboard with a bead doorknob.
There we go. They're on plenty. Okay, now we can see everything. Okay, blue door, doorknob, the siding. It's all about the lighting, LaTanya. It's all about the lighting. Beautiful.
And then this one has a bonus, is I'm supposed to be able to change it for each of the holidays. So here's the box. This is the box that was the original base.
Oh.
And I just added foam in here so it would slide out instead of up. And then everything for the holidays is stored inside.
So you can store it and change it up when you want to.
Yes.
That is so creative.
That was part of our project for the Hoosier Minimizers.
Oh.
Okay. Now this one right here, let me get to the other side, is my little kitchen scene. And this one was actually a box that came from the thrift store. It was a bread box.
Okay.
And I turned it into a little kitchen. My aunt many years ago had given me that little stove, and I finally found a use for it.
Oh, if that is not the cutest. Look at that.
Now this flooring in here is actually scrapbook paper.
Cool, okay.
And now the wallpaper came from the attic sale many years ago, along with this, which was a kit that I found for like $1.
Okay.
The bowls of cookie making supplies are actually little pieces of the confetti you can get at like Michael's or something, and they come in a big jar.
Oh yeah, like at Hobby Lobby. They have
Hobby
those
Lobby
little,
and Michael's,
yeah.
yep. The dough right here is actually air dried clay that I stuck these little beads into. So it looks like they're cooking. They're baking cookies. This is actually, this cooking tray is actually the packaging from like nails, like fake nails.
Oh yeah.
And I just cut it down and then painted it gray. And let's see.
It's so creative.
Now, a lot of these little things are things that I've just saved.
So basically, when you go to sales or attic sales, women sales, you just get little stuff that you're drawn to because you just never know when you're gonna need it.
Yes, and I stock
Yeah.
up on it. Now, if you look at the ceiling, that is all handmade with scrap wood.
Oh,
So I had that lovely texture.
that is nice.
And then I use, these are actually magnetic cabinet locks. And that's how I get this to stay in, and they're just from the hardware store.
Oh man.
And since this was a bread box, it actually did not have this part cut out.
Oh.
But I cut it out and then added this plexiglass that I found.
See, creative.
And then everything.
And it's on a budget, but it looks so, it's nice and it's detailed and it looks like professional miniatures.
Yeah.
You can do this on a budget, seriously.
And this stuff is not something that I usually rush through. Some of my projects can take about a couple of weeks to do because I'm taking my time on their smaller projects, but the bigger ones, they can take me, months or years.
Yeah, but then you also work, so that cuts into it, and you got family time.
Yes. I work, family time, and then sometimes just finding the right piece.
Right.
That I want. I do get stuck sometimes on pieces because I want that right piece.
Right, that's what Saleena was talking about. Like sometimes your projects will sit until you get the right item that you're looking for because you just don't want anything in there. Now you have a Harry Potter collection that I want to show everybody that is just going to blow them away. So we're going to go take a peek at that.
Welcome to my Harry Potter world. I do love Harry Potter. I actually got to read the books as they came out many years ago. And my collection has grown in leaps and bounds.
Wow.
I started out just with some small things like buttons and the books and some games. And then it eventually led to the Lego figures and other larger collectibles. Some of these things like this right here is actually a kit that comes offline, and I had to assemble every bit of that. This is another one of those that was a little kit. You have to assemble all those teeny tiny little parts. My sister gave me both of those. The Squishmallows are a new one. They have just come out, and I've liked those. And I keep all my magical themed miniatures in here as well. So my little potions and notions shop is in here as well. It's a little dark. It's supposed to look like a little dark wizard shop.
It is so cute.
And of course I try to find things on clearance or big sale or something like that because I don't want to spend a whole lot.
Now where's that shop right there?
This right here is that shop. You find it online. It's like one of those kits from China, like Roloff or Clever. I can't remember the brand.
The ones that you can't understand the instructions.
Yes.
You have to be really creative to put this thing together like she is.
Yes.
Yeah, because I would have threw it away, yeah.
Yeah. These have tiny, tiny little parts. You have to assemble every single little thing. Most of them light up and play music. This one, I had to take the battery out because it kept turning on by itself. But super sweet, super tiny. And then I have some things over here, my little bookends. My sister went to the Universal Studios and got me the past platform 9, I think, 3/4.
Okay.
Lots of different.
So a lot of this is Legos?
A lot of this is Legos. These are Funko Pops of the new ones that are coming out. I'm only missing 2 more in that set. This is actually a game. It's one of those fidget games. You have to spin it around and get the marble into the right place.
Okay, this is just too cute. Okay.
And then the rest of the collection comes out at Halloween. Not Halloween, I'm sorry. Christmas. I have some for Halloween too.
This is so nice. Okay, see how you can minimize your space and have a lot of miniatures. And you do it on a budget. Just whenever you shop, just go places and pick up stuff. But make sure you got storage. Storage is important. Okay, let's go over here to the table.
Some of the ways that I have learned to do miniatures on my own are through books. This one here is Making Upholstered Furniture in 1/12 Scale by Janet Story. This one has a lot of instructions, including patterns on how to make your own furniture. And this has been very helpful for some of my projects. I have this one right here, which I use for my castle, and this Making Period Doll's House Furniture by Derek and Sheila Rowbottom. This one has a lot of beautiful patterns in it, teaching you how to make like 17th century post beds, 18th century oak dressers. And you don't have to follow the instructions completely. And you don't even have to use the woods that they show, because I've used balsa wood instead of like bass or oak, and you still get the results.
Okay.
So we have miniature dolls have to do-it-yourself curtains. This one shows you how to do curtains and in some cases wall hangings. And we have the finishing touches, books, photographs, baskets, little tables and decor, all sorts of things that you can use. And there are so many more out there that are also helpful.
So the books, and I know YouTube has so much. I'm just going and type in whatever you want to learn, and then all kind of videos pop up.
Pinterest, those help. Magazines help. Lots of subscriptions out there. There's miniatures.com with its catalog that has different items you can get. I've also used these as cutouts. So you can, if you need some really miniature prints, you can actually just cut up the magazine for a couple of pictures. I've used old calendars. This one is actually the back of a stamps.
Okay.
And then if you need some really nice flowers or artwork, you can cut these down and frame them. Like, you know, something like big gallery prints in the museum. And nobody would know the difference.
Wow.
And then like magazines like this, you just, you know, it's a sales catalog, but a lot of them have artwork in there, or at the very least ideas that you can use for your miniatures. So I have a whole stack of pieces that I've cut out from magazines like this.
Cool. So where would you tell people to get their magazines from?
Any place that has them free. If you can, like your catalogs, if you can get those free. Magazine subscriptions. There's the Doll's House and Miniature Scene magazine. This one is from England. I don't have a subscription to it, but I do find it occasionally at the stores. So I'll pick it up. Then there's the American Miniaturist magazine. The Name Museum has its own magazine as well. So there are lots of different places you can get magazines.
Also at the attic sale, or if you go to like rummage sales or something, you might actually find some that people donated.
Yes, sometimes even like Half Price Books has some things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so on to my landscaping. For the bricks and the stones that I used, is I just cut up some egg carton. You can cut it or you can tear it. See, I tore it for this one, so you get those rough edges. And this one, I cut them.
Okay.
And all it is egg carton that you then glue into place, and then you can color it with paints. I've used chalk pastels and just colored it. And then you seal it with a matte Mod Podge, and then you can go back through and recolor again. I got that idea off of Pinterest and YouTube, and those ideas are all free there to use.
So that egg carton, that's more of it's not. The material is more.
It's a recycled paper.
Okay,
That's
so that's
all it
the one
is.
you want to look for, not the styrofoam plastic.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I use. I've seen
Okay.
people make bricks and stonework out of foam and corkboard, and I've even seen them make it out of paper. This is the idea that I like to use, because then I get that really rough texture that's
Right.
more natural stone-like.
Okay.
Now for dirt or potting soil, I have actually used tea bags.
Oh.
You can save your tea bags,
The tea that's in the tea bag.
Yes.
Okay.
What I'll do is I will get a cookie sheet out. Pretend this is a cookie sheet. Put some parchment tape paper down on it. Set it on there, the whole bag and everything. Let it dry. and then I'll dump it out. And then when I fill my cookie sheet, I'll put it in the oven before I'm going to cook something. I just set it in there cold, and until my oven warms up to whatever I want, that'll help to kill and dry out any bacteria that might be in there from cooking it. But then we have this lovely
dirt.
It looks like dirt or mulch in your projects, and it is completely free.
And you save throwing it away in the trash.
Yes, and now it does take quite a bit to make this.
Okay.
This is probably 3 or 4 weeks worth of tea, but I'll drink several cups a day.
Okay.
So.
That is so creative.
And it's free, and it smells good, and you can even paint it once it's dry. You glue it down to wherever you want. Just glue it for mulch. I've seen it in little bags that are open with mulch coming out. One other thing I have used is scrapbook paper for wallpaper or flooring.
Yeah.
So you can use any kind of scrap paper you want. I have taken and put it directly onto the walls, or I've put it on another paper and then fitted it in place.
Okay.
We have all sorts that you can get and use. Scrapbook paper is available at almost every craft supply place.
And look for them on sale. They're going to sell a lot.
Yes, almost every week someone has it on sale. You can even find them online. And they have different themes. So that would be great. This pink one would be great for a baby's room or a little girl's room.
Right.
I do suggest that always get at least 1 to 2 more sheets than what you need, because you might run out.
Yep.
Let's see.
That has happened.
Yep. I use this one right here, very similar to this one, for a candy shop. And the height is correct. That's another thing. The height is correct for a room box. So you're actually going to get a little extra height than what's needed, which is wonderful. So
those are like 12 by 12, so you can literally cut. So I used to get like literally 3 to 4 sheets of the same color.
And it works great for flooring, for wallpaper, any kind of project in miniatures.
That is so cool.
And then we come to my favorite part, which is absolutely free, which are printies. And a lot of places have free printables online. All you have to do is do a Google search of free dollhouse printables. You can have anything from cans to kitchen, canisters, and a lot of these are on printmini.com. And there are a lot of places that have them. So here's more canned goods, here's some cookbooks. These are pictures that I actually found out of an old catalog, so I saved them. They're beautiful pieces of artwork. Frame them. Here's some more printables. These were actually a 1980s production thing, so those are probably not available anymore, but I have things like this. This is printed offline.
And what is that, a box of some sort?
These are gift box. They're
cool.
Christmas gift boxes with cards.
Okay.
Lots of different things. And these are all free. All you need is a printer, and then you can start printing them off. Kind of an assortment of stuff here. We have more right here. This is for different pieces of furniture. There's a little house.
Oh, a little mini house inside of a dollhouse.
Yes. And then stereoscope cards, lots of stuff. A lot of things are a little bit older, Victorian style, but some new artists are coming out with newer things. So then you can get things like Christmas cards that are newer looking. Here's some more detail stuff. You can even find places where you can print the posters.
Mm-hmm.
You have little miniature posters.
You know, I'm noticing a push in modern miniatures. A lot more people are doing those.
Yes. A lot of the older projects, people are like, it's older, so I want something a little, newer.
Okay.
So there's some more. That's a little red wagon. So yeah, these are all, that one's from Mini Printables. And also a lot of the magazines that you get have projects in them, and you can just, photocopy those so you don't lose your master copy.
Okay.
So that's more ideas. So lots and lots of stuff.
A whole lot of stuff. And it's organized neatly where she can literally get to it.
Try to. So we have lots of stuff. That's a lot of what I like to do, is try to either make the stuff, or some things are bought and then other things are handmade. So like that hutch and the table and chair were from Hobby Lobby back when they used to put things on sale. The oven was a gift, and I just combined them, with a refurbished bread box.
Yeah,
to try to make.
When I see Saleena at the sales and stuff, we'd go through tables, and that girl would go through the table 3 or 4 or 5 more times and find something new every time. I'm like, whoa, where'd you get that at? She said, right there on the table. I'm like, ah. So if you go to a table and it's not meant for you to get, don't get depressed because it's not meant for you to get. But you have to keep going back and keep looking. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, sweetie, and everybody else do too. Thank you.